This is the Reddit files. Here's what happened. My 24F friend's 28M girlfriend, 29F, got publicly humiliated and fired from her job. She blames me, and he is backing her. My friend, let's call him Ted, and his girlfriend have been in a long distance for many years. The girl, let's call her Ellen, quit her job 8 months ago and came to live with him. During this entire time, Ted and I have been reaching out to everyone we know to help her get a job. A few months ago, I noticed that the name of her last company was incorrect. When I pointed it out to her, she said that was on purpose as her company didn't have much of a reputation, so she had basically lied she used to work at a much more respectable firm and put down her sister's name and references, who worked there. I told her she shouldn't have done that, and most certainly not asked me to refer her to people with a blatant lie on her resume. She defended herself saying it wasn't a complete lie, and she didn't make up work experience. I told her that's her call, but I wouldn't be able to help her anymore. After that, Ted and I were still on good terms, but neither brought up the job hunt. Some time ago, she finally converted one interview and got an offer. She told me as well, thanking me for all my help. I was genuinely happy for her. She started the job immediately. A week into it, she was in an orientation session with all her peers, and her manager publicly humiliated her for lying and asked her to immediately leave. Ellen claims that while she was packing her drawer, she overheard him saying to another colleague that someone had tipped him off. She says that since only Ted and I knew about this, it has to be me. Ted says he doesn't believe I did anything, but can't support her as she's an unemployed, betrayed mess right now. Ethelred, honey, people's actions prove who they are. Start distancing yourself from these liars who shift blame so they don't have to deal with their own issues. The original poster. And such a needless lie. You're right. Shifting blame is exactly what she's doing. Playing the victim when it was her own mistake. I just hate that this has caused a rift with Ted. Embarrassing human. Don't say anything to the employer. She's using you as a scapegoat because she doesn't want to own up to her mistake. Let them be mad. The original poster. So true. There are stringent background checks done by employers. They don't wait around for tip-offs from friends of employee. But these checks are usually completed before making the offer, so I'm really not sure what happened there. Dragonfruitfly. Often before making the offer, but not always. I've seen a number of instances, including where I work, in which reference checks were done after an offer was made. HR probably assumes people who are applying for professional positions won't lie, as it's so easy to get caught. As we know, it does happen frequently. People do lie, often out of desperation. The original poster. Yeah, out of desperation is right, but it's impossible to recover from if and when you get caught. In her case, it was so unnecessary. Ramona Devine. Honestly, so many companies won't contact the direct reference for a company and will often go straight to the HR department. Or perhaps someone at this new company knew someone who worked at the company she lied about. She's short-sighted and is just trying to scapegoat you. Take a step back and ignore her. Perhaps if you have any other mutual friends, then do damage control before she attempts to turn any of them against you. The original poster. I wish someone had said this sooner. She's already gone and cried to our common friends as she now lives with them, Ted's two flatmates. My dignified silence hasn't made much of a case in my favor. I just need autonomy. I'm laughing at Ellen's belief that it had to be you who talked, instead of owning up to the fact that a blatant lie is pretty easy to verify, especially nowadays with the internet. She clearly thinks she's a criminal mastermind. Also, her excuse for why she did it, my employer isn't well known enough, is nonsense. I bet you $10 she was a horrible employee and trying to cover her tracks because she knew she'd never get a character reference. The original poster. Exactly. Her argument is that only I knew about it. Think again, because I'm pretty sure the company you haven't worked for knows you haven't worked for them. Happy endings for all. Wait, did she tell them the real story about how she tricked you and lied on her resume? I'm assuming so, because she had to have some reason to say you and Ted were the only ones that knew, and your so-called friends are fine with that? Don't let any of them work with you. Plus, as I said, she tricked you because you said if she left the lie on, she couldn't use your letter of reference. Try to straighten it out, but that whole group might not be worth much trouble. The original poster. Most people would be shocked that she would do that. Isn't it illegal anyway, like fraud or something? The original poster. She told them that I was aware of the lie and had knowingly and willingly referred her despite that. And somewhere in the middle, when the interviews started coming in and it got too real that she may actually get a job with the city, I got insecure and refused to help her anymore. She said to them that she still told me about the new job, and I went ahead and did this to her. I'm guessing people are more focused on how horrible a situation she is stuck in. Update 1 same post / next day, April 18th, 2016. Update 2. Summary: my friend Ted's LDR girlfriend Ellen changed cities to live with him and his 2 roommates. Ted and I helped her hunt for a job for many months before I discovered a lie on her CV and confronted her about it. She said it was deliberate. She got a job recently. Her lie got caught, and she told Ted and others that I tipped off her boss to make her lose her job. Firstly, thanks to everyone for all your advice. It certainly helped to hear different perspectives. As advised by many here, I dropped a one-line text to Ted and one flatmate. I wasn't very close to the other one. What happened was unfortunate, and I understand that Ellen is upset, but I obviously have nothing to do with this and hope you know that too. Speak soon. Cheers. I didn't get a reply from either for 2 days, which is unusual, but I let it be. Yesterday, I texted one flatmate asking about weekend plans, as we all normally do something together. He replied with a huge wall of emotional gibberish, which in summary meant this: that I had done what Ellen claimed without a doubt, that none of them expected such despicable behavior from me, and that I should stay away. I tried calling Ted a couple of times, no reply. Today there was a check-in on his Facebook with the 4 of them and another friend at a nearby beach. Final comments. Fartist14. Since she basically lied about everything involved in this situation, I wouldn't be surprised if she made up some convincing proof that you were the one who did it. It kind of sounds like she just wanted you out of her boyfriend's life and did what she had to do to get that. The original poster. Yeah, and it's surprising because she never hinted towards being uncomfortable about our friendship before this ever. The underscore rusher. If your friends are willing to believe a new girl that just entered their lives over you, and with no evidence, they were never real friends to begin with. I hope you can find better friends soon. The original poster. For all I know, she gave them evidence. But for them to sideline and dismiss me completely after knowing me for as long as they do, yeah, I need better friends. Thanks. That was today's story on the Reddit files. Subscribe for new stories every day.